Coming to you live from the rinks in Appa, you're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan with our camera operator Kevin Broderick here to take you through this varsity matchup between 1-0 East Islip and 0-1 Connetquot Sayville. Both teams were involved in very close, very back and forth game ones. It was a 6-4 defeat to the hands of Northport Huntington for Connetquot Sayville leading into this matchup, and a 5-3 victory for East Islip over Middle Country, as both teams look to continue what could be thought as a good start to their collective seasons. East Islip, a playoff team a year ago, get bounced in the first round by Sachem. Meanwhile, Connetquot Sayville, they do not make the playoffs as they look to rebound in the year 2025-2026. Quick look at some of the key players to keep an eye on in this one for Connetquot Sayville. Player who had 2 goals in that first game, their captain Joe Villani. Goal and an assist from Bennett King. And a goal from this player, Carter Tom 40. From the back end is see if he could follow up in game 2 with another marker. Meanwhile, on the East Islip end of things, it was a 2-goal performance for one of their star players, and that being Evan Lafada. As Lafada, 2 goals, no assists in that first game, leading the offensive charge. 2 assists, however, from Jack Fontaine. In that opening matchup, as well as 2 assists from new addition Matthew Akroth. In that opening matchup, get a look at our projected starting goaltenders in the game thus far. In between the pipes for East Islip, it'll be Ryan Rauscher. Let's get a quick look at his stats and bio. His first varsity appearance for Rauscher. And on the Connetquot Sayville side of things, in between the pipes, it'll be goaltender Mason Dorian. As we are underway. Here on the North Rink. East Islip dumping in, chasing after to the point. Lawler, wrist shot deflected just wide. Great deflection in front from Tierney Resinello. Connetquot Sayville to break out. It is Villani. As I mentioned, their leading scorer. Into the zone, Villani, as he gets some assistance from Logan Booth Alam. Centering feed intercepted, and East Islip can take it out the other way. Resinello, lead pass ahead, nice move. Jack Dolson, drag shot, save made. Dorian, he was looking behind him. Lafada Pinching up on the forecheck, back to the blue line, Freeland. Freeland tries the backhand return pass to that side. It was Connors he was trying to hit. And instead, taken back the other way by Connetquot Sayville. Ogburn got it ahead. And for Logan Booth, that shot taken by LaFata, fought off by Dorian. Behind the T-Birds cage, flipped to the line. Freeland gloves it down. Saves an icing, I believe. Could not keep it in the zone. LaFata trying to drag it around. King could not. And the T-Birds dump in. Fired around for Evan Connors. Connors playing it around the near wall. Being blocked, my view, that is, by a cluster of East Islip fans. T-Birds move it ahead. Wagner, backhands cross corner. Sent back around. Petrie pinches in for the T-Birds. East Islip can break it out via Bradley. Good pass, wrist shot from Barton is swallowed up by Dorian. Halting the clock with 12:30 left in period number 1. 2 minutes, 30 seconds gone by. Bradley having trouble behind the net are the Thunderbirds. Good forecheck for East Islip. Finally worked free, not out of trouble yet. Save made Dorian in tight on Bradley. Puck still loose, They continue to fight, claw, and jab at it, and finally can be skated free by Logan Aiello. And he gets ridden into the boards. And then out to play it was Rauscher. A little scary situation. Aiello. And Barton will send in for East Islip. Bit of a miscommunication as Thunderbirds had players back, but it was LaFata who got to the puck first. Now a chance out front for Acroth, ripped it wide. Back to the point, Damien, a wrister, blocked down in front, still loose, they score! East Islip strike first on the ricochet out in front. It's 1-0. Take another look at the mad scramble out in front, and that little wrister over the shoulder of Dorian is your game's first goal. It'll go to Acroth. And so Acroth, who had 2 helpers in the first game for East Islip, gets his first goal of the season. First goal of the season, Matthew Acroth. And another goal for East Islip. It's 2-0. Two quick ones for East Islip. Evan LaFata providing that second goal. Dolson. East Islip continuing to put the pressure on that wrister high and wide. Comes right back to Jack Dolson, who plays it down low for the further play of Fontaine out in front. Another shot denied by the sprawling Dorian. Racinello centering feed, rejected from in front and chipped out of the zone. Potential numbers going the other way. Ogburn, great step up by Gilliar. Ogburn, good work down low behind the net. Gets the puck back out to the blue line. Wrist shot from King just wide. As Connetquot Sayville trying to find a response. Trailing by 2. Ogburn at the far circle. Wrister never got through. It was blocked down in front from Fontaine. Fontaine at Olsen. Dolson inside, outside. Got around King, but gets shoved off the puck. He looking for a call, not going to get one. Sent back along to the red line. Fries him, throws it right back in. Tom Forty and LaFata in the corner. LaFata, good move, gets the puck away. Shot, scores! 3-0 East Islip. Off a great play in the corner by Evan LaFata. And Evan Connors gets his first of the season. Jack Connors gets his first of the season. Well, 3-0 in favor of East Islip. And Jack Connors' first goal of the season. Big collision. Haynes going the other way. Haynes. Shot, scores! Jordan Haynes. The sophomore sensation makes it 4-0. And quickly this game has gotten out of hand. One more look of Jordan Haynes and his first varsity goal of the season and his career. So first goal of the season, Jordan Haynes. For 4-0 East Islip. The Chiefs in full control early in this one. Connors from LaFata. LaFata unassisted. Akroth from Freeland and Ryan Ragusia going to get an assist on the Akroth goal. And Jordan Haynes unassisted. And that continues a theme we've seen through one game of play for East Islip, as they had 12 different point scorers in that 5-3 victory. And they continue to spread the wealth around the scoring department in game number 2. Connetquot Sayville desperately in need of a response. Villani trying to push the agenda, but instead it's LaFata. Wrist shot, sharp angle, stopped by Dorian. Picks it up from behind the net. Another shot on from LaFata is stopped by Dorian, and the net has been knocked off its moorings unintentionally by Dorian. Not before he had to make a couple of nice saves. .7:38 left here in the first period. Face off to the right of Dorian. One in the defensive end by the T-Birds. Held in at the blue line. Nice play by Damien. Getting shoved to the boards, Ragusia. Comes around to LaFata. LaFata plays it out in front, and drawing a penalty as he got shoved down out in front was Akroth. And so now East Islip already out to a 4-0 lead. Will go to the game's first power play. And wasting no time, jumping out to the big lead, East Islip. It'll be a cross-checking penalty against Carter Tomforty. LaFata, who's been all over the place to start this game, will take the draw for East Islip. Lawler, Wrister, knocked down in front. Barton, spin around shot, scores. And the goals just keep on coming for East Islip. 5-0, they have the lead. So we take another look here. Shot from the point, knocked down in front, bit of a tough break, forced Connetquot Sayville right onto the stick. Johnny on the spot. Logan Barton. 5-0, East Islip. 1 for 1 on the power play tonight as well, and they wasted no time doing so. Right back on it for Barton. That is his first of the season, as well as East Islip looking for more there. Not satisfied with the 5-0 advantage. Past the stick of Jackalone, onto the stick of Damien. His flip ahead looked like he fanned on it. Still got to his intended man. It's Resinello around the defense. Resinello out in front, stretching out as far as that left pad could go was Dorian. An excellent save. Keeps it 5-0. Fontaine backhands in. Pardon me, it's Riley Hanley. I saw the 5 and thought 7-5. It's 4-5. My apologies. The outstretched left pad of Riley Hanley. Is that better? Make up for it, hopefully. That's who's been between the pipes. Villani stepping around one, looking for the home run pass to Logan Booth-Alum. Around the net, keeps the forecheck going, wrapping it around, hoping for Jackalone. 1v2 in the corner. Puck comes up the wall, Villani trying to step around Connors. Does, down behind the net, centering feed. Doesn't quite connect, and comes out of the zone. Andres to Villani. Villani to Bennett King. Shot blocker save made Rauscher. Rauscher's had to make a few saves here in this period despite the score. 5-0. Delayed penalty. Shot from Villani, point blank. Stopped by Rauscher. His best save of the night. And now it'll be the T-Birds who get their first chance on the power play. A tripping call to be assessed. And boy, do Connetquot Sayville need a goal here. Barton from LaFata and Lawler. So Evan LaFata having himself a first period. Power play has begun. Connetquot Sayville rip off the draw from Bizel. Denied by the glove of Rauscher. Lawler fighting off a check, backhands it past the stick of Booth-Alum all the way down. On goal to be played by Henley. Into the zone speed, Booth-Alum. Still it is Logan Booth. Villani. Cross ice pass, bit too much, too hard to handle for Ogburn. Ogburn, though, trying to make up for it, speeds into the zone. Wrist shot just wide to the left of the glove of Rauscher. Puck sent around by Zell. Hounded by Lawler. By Zell. Into some open ice. Banks it back Villani. Returns it to Bizel. Back up for Villani on the far blue. Challenged by Bradley. Villani wins the battle. Poked off his stick now to Booth-Alum. Nice move by Booth. Nice pass to Ogburn. Shot deflected. Save Rauscher. And fired out of the zone by EI. 43 seconds left on the power play. And counting. Villani's pass doesn't find anybody, and Gilliard will bank it off the boards neatly to Akroth. His centering feed to LaFata intercepted by Wagner. For the wrister just wide, taken by Acker. Fired off the boards and Dribbling puck all the way down. LaFada in a foot race, wins it. LaFada centering just behind Acroft, and now numbers the other way for Connetquot Sayville. Leading the charge, Villani, joined by Aiello. Wrister, Villani scores! Boy, did that have some heat on it. Villani's third, 5-1. So, the penalty, by the way, to Matthew Friesem proves costly for EI. A beautiful goal from Villani. It's 5-1. Both teams have struck on the power play in this first period. A very eventful, high-scoring first at that. We've had 6 goals, 5 straight to start the period for EI. Can Connetquot Sayville start to claw their way back, following maybe some momentum gain from the power play goal? Acker, good centering feed to Ogburn. Now Aiello, check from behind. Nice play made by Dolson, and Dolson will shove down Aiello. Aiello, not sure, maybe he was looking for a call. Meanwhile, Rasinello back the other way. No time to waste. Centers one for Fontaine. That just went by him. Fontaine back to Rasinello. Rasinello spins it down the wall. Past the stick of Acker, onto the stick of Dolson. Backhand pass out in front. Kick save made by Henley. And a nice step up, but not quite out of the zone. Good play made by King, just didn't finish it off. Tom Forty up the far wall, held in the zone. Clearing attempt hit an East Islip player, and that shot fired, or clearing attempt fired all the way down, will be an icing against the T-Birds. Freezes the clock with a minute and 29 seconds. And see a chant coming to my right from the Connetquot Sayville faithful. Gilliar. That puck bounces off the top of the glass and out of play. And this stoppage, good time to remind you to be sure to follow us on social media at LI Sports Network. Tons of great stuff going on our Instagram, our stories documenting goals, final scores, incredible saves, anything you could think of, live on our stories, or at least close to it, as well as last night's best and much, much more at LI Sports Network. Connetquot Sayville trying to clear. Here's Jackalone with an open space that he will take and fire it in. Wrapped around the wall, getting there first and playing it around for the Chiefs. A nice defensive play made by Gilliard. Down the other way it goes. That's Jordan Haynes on the forecheck. Trying to evade the Haynes forecheck is Berlinski. He'll fire it up that far wall. Collision. And that springs forward ahead. Wagner, but a great back check from Haynes. Centering feed, bouncing puck. And East Islip regain control. Fire it out of the zone only as far as Villani, who rips it back in. Team settling down a bit in this game. A nice play. Wagner, shot save made. No settling there. Wagner, point blank denial from Rauscher. And the other way, LaFada, wrister over the top. Off the dasher all the way down on Prancer and Cupid. We have reached the end of the first period. An eventful one at that. 5 goals for East Islip. 1 to stop the bleeding for Connetquot Sayville as we've reached the end of period number 1. Stay tuned. We've got period number 2 coming up in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the Rinks and Oppog. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Another feature you might have noticed, that little scrolling border underneath, reminiscent of the good old days of ESPN, but this ain't no ESPN. It's LI Sports Network, baby. And that is up-to-date statistics and scores from around the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on a banner on repeat, so you can stay informed and up to date on everything going around for your favorite team in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. An important detail, as we'll get to that detail in a moment, Barton centering feed misfires. Suhadra gets to it, centering pass off a skate out of the zone. The important detail I wanted to highlight is, we see Riley Hanley replacing Mason Dorian come up in my feed. Gee, thanks. Wish I had that a bit sooner. Goes wide. And in fact, it's the opposite. It's Dorian replacing Hanley in the second period. Geez, game sheet, get your act together. Trying to call a game here. Barton in front. Bizel there to intercept. As I was saying, that nifty statistic involves Evan Lafata in that when he was on the ice in his first 3 shifts of that first period, one including a power play, had a goal. A goal was scored on each and every single one of them. So shout out to you, Evan Lafata, really driving the East Islip offense here early in this one. Rips a shot wide that came from the blue line, and Joshua King rather. Good shift here for the T-Birds. Centering feed just off the mark, and now Barton outlets, has Bradley with him, but they need to go for a change, so Barton just dumps it in deep, cross corner, trying to come right back out the other way, but that pass well ahead of its intended target, Bennett King. And so the icing is called on the Thunderbirds. Since scoring their goal, I think their play is much improved. And also looking to continue that spark here into the second, the goaltending change. As Dorian, I apologize to Hanley. I was saying Dorian in that first period because it told me it was Dorian. I saw that number 5, thought it was 7-5, but it was 4-5. Lafata. Wrister, save made by Mason Dorian, for real this time. Up the wall, out of the zone. Lafata chasing after it, has Gillar to the near side. Lafata will take it around the net, picking up speed. Lets one go all the way down. Not sure if that was his plan or not, but he has iced the puck. I assume it wasn't. .12:33 left here in the second period. Still plenty of time for the T-Birds to get back into this one. But as the song goes, Freudian slip, as the song goes, one step at a time. There's no need to rush, except, well, maybe there might be. They score! Ha-ha! Connetquot Sayville have scored 2 goals in a row. It's 5-2, a point rip generated from Mason Petrie. I don't know if it deflected. You be the judge. You will have time to show that replay again. Let's do it. Let's play it again. Does it deflect? Do. Final answers. I'll say no. Either way, 5-2. It's a 3-goal game. Petrie does get credited with the goal preliminarily. Logan Boothallem the assist. You can't allow a goal now if you're Connetquot Sayville. I was going to say Central Sayville, not quite. East Islip, Fontaine, dangle shot, pad save, rebound, score! They get it right back to East Islip, 6-2. Cut the celebration a bit short there, but a wrister from Fontaine. Save made, and just unfortunately going hard to the right, having to come back to the left is a difficult task for Dorian. And 6-2 is your score. And again, the goals, they just seem to be coming in bunches in this one. Dolson from Fontaine, our most recent addition into the goal column. LaFata trying to add his name to the score sheet once more. Puck out of the zone. Chasing hard after it are the T-Birds. It's pinned up against that far wall. Acker fighting for it. Nice play, Acker, to get control. He's behind the net looking for options. Finds them in the form of Villani at the blue line. They try to go back down low. It's intercepted. Only to the near blue and not out. Villani holding in once more. And now Misaletto will send in. Villani on the forecheck. Gets past him onto the stick of LaFata. LaFata with Haynes. Trying to dangle around. He does. Chip pass is denied by Dorian. And so with that goal, Jack Dolson is his first of the season. Shot off the draw. High riser. Not sure if it caught the glove of Dorian or not. Damien the shot through a lot of traffic onto Dorian, who seals it up and covers. So here you go. Dolson is first. Jack Dolson. Instrumental in East Islip's playoff-bound season last year. Will try to lead the Chiefs to another playoffs position again and have perhaps some better success with their newfound reinforcements from all over the pipeline. As low as levels of the freshman division. Wagner and Barton run into each other. King carries that. It's Joshua King carrying it in offside. With 10:15 to go here, second period. 6-2. East Islip on top of Connetquot Sayville. Varsity hockey action. You're tuned in to LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan and our cameraman Kevin Broderick. You'll also hear him on the mic throughout these broadcasts. Kevin and I will be headed up to New Haven, Connecticut, to call some ACHA action involving New Haven. Chance between the legs, tried LaFata, but unable to quite get that shot off. A difficult task if you've ever tried it, shooting between your legs. There's a right pad save made from Dorian, as if skating wasn't hard enough, as it is as a skill. It's the blue line and out. Across, fries him too far for him. Bizel takes it, fire, save made. Rauscher. Oh, Rauscher had to be alert on that one. Great play and read by Bizel. And cannot find the back of the net thanks to the East Islip Tendy. Face off to the left of Rauscher. He also a product of that freshman team. Making the jump up to varsity. Dolson fires in. Villani will be the first on it for Connetquot Sayville. Turning Fontaine, shot, kick save made. Dorian. Freeland. Shot, save made, another stop, and they score! Doing everything he can was Dorian. It wasn't enough. 7-2 Chiefs. One more time, the kick pass from Freeland, the shot from Fontaine, and then finally the puck inevitably gets to the back of the net for the 7th goal of the night for the Chiefs in East Islip. Resinello part of that play as well. See what the official score is of that play. We'll have it for you in just a moment. 7-2 East Islip. Bizel to take the draw from LaFlata. LaFlata flanked by Connors and Haynes. Into the O-zone it goes for the T-Birds. Bizel aggressive on the forecheck. Played around for Connors, off the wall, held in that time by Tom Forty. Or pardon, Booth Allen. Loose puck, bouncing around. Connors to LaFlata. Cannot quite go from behind the back to in front in one smooth motion, though he was close. Good pass from Haynes. He does it that time. Connors, wrist shot just wide as he went skate to stick. Great play from Connors, just missing. Haynes to LaFlata, fought off by Dorian. Big collision down low. See if things continue to get chippy. Nice play by King. Bennett King is in. King shot off the bar. You heard it rang out throughout the rink. That close to a 3rd goal of the night for the T-Birds. East Islip attempting to reset. Jordan Haynes finding LaFlata, who dons the C for this East Islip squad. Comes back to Friesen. Friesen checked by King. And carrying it offside was Acker. I believe he did not realize that his winger on the far side was still in the zone. Got to check the periffs. 7:10 to go here, 2nd period. 7-2. Let's see if that goal should be updated. It is not. It says Fontaine from Freeland. Maybe that is the goal. Just the two on the essay. Yeah, Fontaine from Freeland. There you have it. To the line and wide of Rauscher to his right. Spun up the boards, hoping for Barton. Was Gilliard. Pass for Ogburn. Shot blocked. But a good chance for Connetquot Sayville. It's Richard Ogburn. With speed, it's Suhadra. Wrist shot. Covered up by Dorian. As the game slows down a bit here, 6:32 on the clock here at the rinks. I'll adjust mine. Face off to the right of Dorian, who came in relief of goaltender Hanley. Fired in the zone by Barlinski. Good pass to Petrie. Petrie, wrist shot. Blocker saved. Loose down in front. Loose puck. Alum. Logan Alum. Booth Alum. That's the name. Shot blocked. Booth Alum again in the corner. Spinning out of trouble. Double teamed. Getting around Lawler. Spinning out of another. Banking it to Acker. Acker. Wrister. That was a pass that just missed. Berlinski holds in, backhands it down the wall. Booth Alum challenging Friesen, intercepted down low. Acker. Acker tried to force feed one to the front. It was blocked. 2-on-1 battle. Now a 2-on-2 aside along the near side corner. Friesen rips it around, just out of the reach of Ragusia. Still in the zone. Booth Alum able to dive that pass over to Petrie. The shot deflected just over the top. Berlinski, great possession in the O-zone here for Connetquot. Sayville say, rebound stopped by Rauscher. Worth another look. Great offensive possession for Connetquot Sayville. The T-Birds generating great chances, and Ryan Rauscher up to the task. So 5:12 left here in the second. Around here's Friesen. Backhands one. Villani doing everything he can to keep it in. Could not. Friesen, D-to-D pass to Gilliar. Now Dolson on the bouncing, ricocheting puck by Zell and the linesman. Come together along with Friesen. Taken off their stick, put out in front, and it bounced just a bit, I believe, off the side of the net. And now Dolson the other way with Resinello. Resinello, wrist shot, deflected up and over the net by Zell. To Misaletto. Misaletto will backhand in, still onside. Up the wall by Zell changing. Fontaine with Dolson. 2-on-2 into the zone. Fontaine could not get around the defender. Poke check back to. Oh, a diving save made by Dorian. Incredible stop as that puck finds its way out of the zone. Wow, what a stop. He made the poke check right to Dolson and had to make a diving effort to make the save. 7-2. East Islip had 4 straight goals to start the game. They went back and forth a bit after that. Aiello. Good pass to Villani. Speed through the neutral zone. Villani got around. Villani! Oh, Rauscher! Incredible save! Keeps it 7-2. And a great rush up the ice here from Villani. You see the move right here. Look at it. Tracks that puck, tracks that puck. Aha, gotcha. To the backhand. Aha, no! The glove of Ryan Rauscher. And so, 7-2 we remain. And now a quick whistle after the faceoff. Following the highlight reel save, the puck will come out of the zone. Nearly a highlight reel goal for Villani as well, perhaps lost in all that. Jordan Haynes battling King. Haynes trying to bulldoze his way ahead. And now the puck on the stick of LaFata, let it go wide. Stabbed at by Dorian. King going to work, that is Joshua King. LaFata, the backhander, off the shoulder of Dorian and wide. Haynes turning out of potential danger along that far corner. Now a bump from Connors. Now Haynes back on it. Haynes, backhand shot, save made without a stick that time by Dorian. Into the corner, a stoppage, and I believe penalty. Or something else entirely. No, we will see a penalty. It is against Connors. Jack Connors off to the box. Roughing the call. It's coincidental minors, so roughing for Jack Connors and roughing against a Connetquot Sayville player. They haven't thrown it up on the scoreboard yet. Trying to read the number, I believe it's Logan Booth-Alum. Bennett King into the zone, backhanding it in. Lawler skating away from King. Skating up that near side boards, it's Booth Alum on him, so it must not be him in the box. It instead, no, it's 21, Carter Tom 40, who is in the box for the T-Birds. Barton trying to gain entry into the zone. Does. Pass back, what a save! Great pass from Bradley to Barton. And a better left pad save, and that's Dorian getting a little frisky with the stick behind the play as he flashed it in the direction of Bradley. Puck regathered and skated on by Richard Ogburn. Getting some space and plows into Lawler, who was trying to plow into him. I'd say a reverse hit, but that was straight dead on. Fries him. Down low. Barton pass across, couldn't connect with Bradley. Lafata from the bench. Bats went out in front off the stick of Dorian, and here's Freeland. Put out in front. Lafata, Bradley, trying to stuff it in, played out in front, sprawling across, and the butterfly with the left pad save was Dorian, and we get a stoppage. Oh, it's been an entertaining game, hasn't it? With just over 55 seconds to go here in the second. In fact, they were not both roughing penalties. A high sticking penalty was assessed to Tom 40, as opposed to roughing, which was assessed to Jack Connors. We have remained 5 aside throughout their time in the box, spent with each other, separated by a couple of panels of glass. And losing his stick, but still trying to make a play on it. King now goes for the stick. Lafata and Bizel come together in the near corner. Played out, home run pass for King, just missed him. Rauscher to stop it, fired around by Gilliar. Villani. Bizel returns it to Villani. Villani responsible for the second T-Bird goal. Nearly had their third. He rolls into the zone, and that pass loose on the side of the net. Rauscher had a hard time with it. Back up top, King. Shot blocked. Blocked by Ragusia. And then at the horn we get a penalty. Looked like Akroth was shoved into the back boards as we have come to the end of the second period. 7-2 the score between East Islip and Connetquot Sayville. See if there are any penalties carrying over into the third. But for now, I don't see any. Ryan Brannigan, Kevin Broderick, 7-2 at the end of 2. Don't go anywhere. Third period is on its way, and this game has been great. So where are you going? Get back here. Come back for the third in just a minute. Welcome back to the Rinks and Oppog. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. 7-2 East Islip leading Connetquot Sayville Varsity Hockey. East Islip looking to improve to 2-0 on the season. They will join Sachem and Smithtown Hauppauge as the only other 2-0 teams thus far early here in the season. Man, does Sachem look dominant. in their first 2 victories. 11-3 over KPC, followed up with a 10-0 shutout. Acroth fires in for East Islip, but it doesn't matter how you get them, you just got to get them, the wins, that is. Acroth up top, Freeland. It's a power play for East Islip, so that penalty speculation at the end of the period did come to fruition. It was roughing against Villani. That shot shrugged off by Dorian. Another chance out in front. That time it was Sahadra denied by Dorian. Fontaine stepping inside outside of a couple of defenders, notably Ogburn. That wrist shot from Suhadra had some heat on it, just went wide. And nice play by Booth, trying to get it to himself. Barton chasing, pardon me, that's Bradley getting back and making a great play to break up the rush chance for Booth Alum. Sahadra and Logan Booth Alum. Logan Booth Alum gets tossed down to the ice. Will be a penalty against East Islip, and there it is. That'll put an end to their power play, which only had 26 seconds left on it. And so 4-on-4, followed by an abbreviated T-Bird power play. And they're going to get Suhadra, or Suhrada, my apologies, Suhrada. Learn to read, Ryan. For a hook. So 4-on-4 starts now. Lafada. Nice move, Lafada. Wrist shot. Fought off by Dorian. Gilliar, the slapper, goes wide. Thrown up the near wall by Tom Forty. Bizel sends in for the T-Birds. Gilliar is there. Plays it up the near side. 1:30 now, power play for the T-Birds. Starts now. There we go. About 1:14 left on it. Lawler backhanding it up the wall. And that too far for the outstretched James Acker, who will jump on it behind his net. 45 seconds and counting left on the abbreviated power play for the T-Birds. Acker into the zone. Shot hit the stick of Freeland, deflecting wide. Into the corner, Damien. Flip, not out. Great keeping by Logan Booth. He's got it here, walking down the line on the backhand. Poked off his stick for the moment. Nice play made by Damien. Well, that was Jack Dolson out in front. Chance Villani couldn't pull the trigger. Acker out there as well, trying to gain control. And out the zone it comes. Right on the stick of Booth Alum, who roars right back in. Knocked off his stick shot. Wagner, scramble, collision out in front. Booth went flying in a Rauscher. Delayed penalty is against Booth. Dolson has it for EI. Still, it is Dolson. Now the touch-up and another penalty. The power play had ended for Connetquot Sayville, so a full 2 minutes up on the board to East Islip for their power play as Booth has shown his way to the box. Interference, the penalty. They did not specify goaltender interference, just interference. And so Lafada will come take the draw from Bizel to the right of Dorian. Won by Lafada. Great pass. Barton just couldn't settle that puck down. Barton to the blue line. Shot from Lawler. Scores! It got through everyone. And behind the goalie, Dorian. It's 8-2. East Islip, their second power play tally of the night. And it's there. We'll throw it on. 8-2. Lawler the goal. Barton the assist. And it continues a trend as we have had 7, now 8 different goal scorers in this game for East Islip, flexing their depth. With 10:47 to go here in the third period. See if Connetquot Sayville can put some good hockey together. Have something to build off of in this game. And East Islip just have a clean game to finish off. Here is a chance wide of the net. Good opportunity for Vinny Misaletto. Meanwhile, Suhrada ushered away from the front of the net by the T-Bird defense. Back on the stick of Dolson. Jack circling back. A screech from the ice. That was a unsettling noise. Misaletto can't get to it. Fontaine with Resinello and Dolson. Fontaine circling, fires wide. A classic move. As oh, what a hit! A flattening of Resinello by Joshua King gets the T-Bird faithful something to cheer about. Resinello. There's Ogburn, and things are starting to get a bit heated on the ice here. See if that continues or it's just a one-off. And blowouts such as these tend to lead it on. Resinello, 2-on-1 developing. Resinello's shot. A good stop made by Dorian, who, despite the score, and upon his entry into the game after 5 are hung up on the board, is only allowed 3. The score, if you're keeping track, since Dorian has entered the game, has been 3-2 in favor of the T-Birds. So there you go. Rocha unable to get to that one. Lafata centering and getting checked while deflecting the puck was Connors. A very impressive play indeed. Round it comes for Andres. And King, and now Ogburn. Using his speed, Ogburn, shot! Oh, it was trickling behind Rauscher before it was saved at the last minute. What a play defensively for East Islip, keeping a 2 up on the board for their goaltender, Rauscher. Scramble on, Lafata comes away with it with the puck, dangling, scores! Highlight reel goal for Lafata. And it's the first multi-goal scorer of the night for East Islip. It's 9-2. And not many 9-2 goals are worth looking at again, but this one certainly is. Watch the edge work. Yoo-hoo! Wow. And not much to do if you are Dorian there. Did everything he could. Unassisted, Lafata, second of the game. Also has 2 assists. 4-point night for Evan Lafata. Here, let's do this thing again. There you go. See, he doesn't even have, it just has last. Not updated those stats. They will be going into next game. But a overall great performance in all 3 zones for East Islip in this one. Bradley centers. Barton on the doorstep. Lafata getting over there. He's not done yet. He's still hungry. Shot. Save made. Dorian on Bradley, and that goes in. snuck it in off the lively carom off the boards. It's 10-2. And doing the sneaking, I believe it was Bradley. And if so, Bradley's first goal of the game. Bradley's first goal of the season. So 9 different goal scorers in this 10-2 lead for East Islip, and a timeout has been called by the T-Birds. With 6:41 remaining here in third period. I look over to my left at Kevin Broderick. Kevin, what did you make so far of the game? I know you don't have a headset on, but I know we have a timeout. He pointed to East Islip and indicated a thumbs up. Man of many words, Kevin Broderick. Again, he and I will be on the call, or he will be on the call, I'll be on the cam. We'll do a little reversal for that game up in New Haven. So I haven't decided if I'm going to take the ferry or drive around. Ferry, if I did the math correctly, a bit more expensive. But it's quite nice and certainly saves gas. The cleaner option. Well, we'll see. I don't think I'd be able to get one on the way back, which might defeat the purpose. Still playing with purpose, Villani. Here's Bizel. A wrist shot just wide to the left of the pad of Ryan Rauscher. Villani between his legs and out of the zone. He's got to hustle back to it because there is no lack of hustle from this East Islip squad. Same can be said for the Connetquot Sayville bunch. Indeed, it now is king. Bradley from Barton, the goal. Confirmed. Akroth spins it back to Barton. The most recent goal scorer. Barton is in. Barton, the shot, missed it high and wide. Blocker side. The blue line, and Akroth will send it right back in. 5:44 and counting here, left here. In period number 3. EI led 5-0 and 5-1 and 5-2. And then put 5 more up on the board. It's 10-2. In the far corner, Villani. Leading scorer for the T-Birds. Pass intercepted. Good read by Acker. They're onside. Acker trying to drag it around Gilliard. Gilliard, good defense. Prevented Acker from doing so. Now Villani with Bizel. Bizel, a shot save made. Rauscher. And you look at the score. It's a running clock now. Whoopsie. Oh. We're back on track. But what I was about to say is Connetquot Sayville have had their chances to put some more goals up on the board. They have gotten to 10, not sure. But without the great play of Ryan Rauscher, they certainly would have more than 2, and that also lends itself to the defensive play from East Islip, who have helped out their goaltender, who makes another good right pad save there off the draw. Open space pass. Barton gets there, rips the shot, he scores. Barton's second tally of the evening. And that's a pretty little hustle play of a goal. I'm not going to show it, but it's saved. Could end up somewhere else later tonight. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge in last night's best. At LI Sports Network on Instagram, as well as the other social medias. I always just say Instagram because that's what I have and use the most. But I think we're on everything, as a media company does. Bradley trying to step around Petrie. Petrie, well, he's responsible for the other T-Bird goal. Puck gets by Lawler. Booth also trying to get by Lawler. King firing it in. Not enough for icing. Freeland and King come together. Freeland hitting the brakes, getting some space, slowing things down. 3:08 and counting now left in the third, as this game has gotten out of hand. 11-2. Combination of opportunistic offense, just overall better play, and great goaltending for East Islip here tonight. True three-zone, three-area of play performance. Villani, little dangle into the corner. Booth to himself behind. Booth spinning it along, getting crushed into the boards. Andres. Booth. Good shift here for the T-Birds. They've had their good shifts in this game. Shot from Andres wide. Up the wall, Andres keeping in. And now helped out by Ogburn, that being Jesse Ogburn. Out in front, Villani goes wide. Good stick from Bradley. Off the wall, picked up by Fontaine. One-on-one with Andres back. Fontaine changes the angle on a save made by Dorian. So LaFada has 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Also with 2 goals and 2 assists now is, that's right, Mr. Logan Barton. Multi-point nights for Lawler, Fontaine, and Freeland as well. Freeland with 2 helpers. Dolson a goal, Bradley a goal, Acroth a goal, Haynes a goal, Connors a goal. And lone assist from Ryan Ragusia. Or Ragusea. I've heard Brady Campbell say Ragusea. I like that. But I know someone on YouTube goes by Adam Ragusia. So I'm going to go with Ragusia here for Ryan. Backhand try, unsuccessful behind the net. Connetquot Sayville playing to the very last drop of this game. You'd love to see it. Lifted out of the zone. Joshua King, final 5. Takes it behind Dorian, and that'll do it in this one. A dominant win for East Islip as they improve to 2-0 on the season in varsity. 11-2 over Connetquot Sayville, who dropped to 0-2. After a hard-fought loss to Northport Huntington, they must go back to the drawing board in preparation for their next game. That next game will take place for Connetquot Sayville against Sachem on October the 5th. Meanwhile, what's next for East Islip on the sketch is they have a date with Smithtown Hauppauge on Friday, October 3rd, a week from today. Boy, will that be a good one. I think I'm on the call for that one as well on October 3rd. But from our cameraman, Kevin Broderick, Ryan Brannigan. And that'll do it for tonight's broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in to LI Sports Network's coverage of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Once more, East Islip 11, Connetquot Sayville 2. Till next time, have a good night.